Well, it's officially summer. So this is my mid-year review. This is my little garden tour. The chickens are going to accompany me down to the garden because they think everything I do has to do with feeding them. It does not. So, here's the garden. This is your tour. See? This is what we started with, actually just a plain field. And we got some dirt, a big dump truck full, and started making these hugel beds and filled them up. So that was way back in October, I think, March actually. And now everything's up and it's just beautiful. I'm so happy. Let me show you. But first, let's take a look at the greenhouse and see what's happened. I'll peek into the greenhouse. We took the plastic off. I always say we, but you know, really, there's no we. It's me. I took the plastic off and put this fabric on over the greenhouse so that we could put the plants back in. It was so hot in there. Now, they're not looking so good today. I'm not sure why. It rained, but the disadvantage of this fabric is I think it doesn't let the, you know, if it's a hard rain, it just rolls off it. All right, here we go. This potato is not looking good. I don't know why. Well, it might be because it's so cold, but yeah, they're kind of dry. Some more squash for some reason. Oh no, those are gourds. And I thought those were, I thought those were peppers, but they look like tomatoes. Or potatoes. Trying something different in here. Just the potatoes grown in these fabric 5-gallon bags. This is a loofah. Finally, I got one to grow. Train it to go up this. Luckily, I have a full water barrel over there, so watering won't be too much of a problem. So there's these potatoes that I stuck here in the end of this because they had sprouted in the cupboard. And they're doing quite nicely. They flowered. I gotta dust them because something's eating at them. But it's kind of funny. We'll see what kind of potatoes I get from it, if any. Most of this is squash. And I'm not sure why, because there's a whole field of squash over here. I do know why, and this is what happened. In early May, we had a frost I hadn't planned on. I didn't see coming, and a lot of things died, and I sort of panicked and started sticking seeds in. So now we have all these squash. I'm training my squash to go up these poles. I've never done this before, vertical gardening, and so they'll end up looking, you know, the cucumber vines are more dramatic. You know, it just ends up with this vine that goes up without all the flowers or all the big ass leaves. So you cut those out as it grows, and it just is a stick that with leaves at the top and all the fruit on the stem. Truthfully, I have no idea what I put in. This looks like the same thing. Yellow squash. So these must all be that. Alright, you don't need all that. So this is I think this is a tomato. I'm pretty sure I purposefully planted it, one on each side. And it's just vine so far. I have to keep trimming it, cutting out these little sidebar things, because it just shoots up more vine. And it may not be a tomato. I mean, maybe it won't do anything. But stay tuned, I'll let you know if it turns into something. There's a patty pan. I'm excited about that. They've been growing so fast it's hard to keep up with trimming them. Let's move on to the tomatoes. I have a lot of different kinds. This bed is primarily tomatoes, and again I'm going to do vertical gardening. A little easier with tomatoes, they just grow kind of like that, but cutting the lower leaves, and actually I have room now to throw some salad lettuce in there. Cutting the lower leaves and turning it up something so that it's kind of bare at the bottom, and that's often where, you know, the bugs start working on it. So hopefully that helps. All these are different kinds of, well, a couple kinds of tomatoes. This one we bought, that's a Cherokee. I'll show you. Here's the Cherokee, purple. Yeah, obviously haven't started to turn yet, but they should be pretty good size. That's what they're supposed to look like. That in a second. Where's the oxheart? Oh, there they are. That's called oxheart. And look, it's kind of in the shape of a heart. This is pink oxheart. This is oregano. I picked it the other day. And those are some cucumbers. I hope I have more somewhere. The cucumbers were another thing that died a couple times. These are pickling cucumbers. I know that for sure. This is my three sisters' garden. It'll actually be a fourth sister. There's three sitting in there now. Olive helped me do this last week when she was here. We had plowed this up, and then she and I hilled it and planted and put down the hay. We tilled hay and compost and other good things into the ground. We tilled those, there's a corn. We tilled those into the ground before we hilled these up, and I would have thought these would do better. But they're slow going. But they are going. I took these next couple photos just a few days ago to show you how big it's gotten, but I swear they're twice that size now, and it's been raining, so it's just growing like crazy. I'm so happy. And finally, I present to you the orchard. Remember that Hügel bed I made? Well, we plowed the field up beside it, and now we have I'll just go kind of quick. These are grapes, and I haven't come out here to tack them up to their poles yet, but I need to do that. There's that Hügel bed. It had 24 strawberry plants in it, and then I didn't realize the stupid chickens were getting up in there digging them out. I thought something else. I thought they were just dying. Anyway, I only have a couple strawberries left. I think 4. They're not doing much. But some squashes I don't know what it is, but this is doing lovely. And the blueberry, this is still alive. But here's the rest of the cornfield, the Three Sisters. The Indian corn, pumpkins, some watermelon. But the corn really looks healthy here. Sweet potatoes, never grown those before. Asparagus, which is now, of course, in its ferny stage. And it'll be several years before we can eat it. And now it's raining. I'm going in. That's the end of your tour. Hope you enjoyed it. Next, we're going to, Teresa and I are going to do something different. We're going to some of the little cities of black diamonds. They were coal mining towns that went from boom to bust. We're going to visit some of them, and I'll tell you about them. And then I've got a back porch project I've been working on for weeks, and I'll do a video on that in a couple weeks. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you're interested in following up with me, and hit the notification bell so that you know when a new video's out. I don't do one on a consistent day, but I'm trying to do them weekly. Here's the bobs. Look, they're growing up. And I'm afraid there might be 2 roosters and a hen. Huh? What do we do with 3 roosters?